time to play the game.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on to the main course. Now the main course has basically three solid different components. It's got its meat component, it's got a carrot component, and it's got the actual, and we'll show you here, the enoki component. Now the enoki component, I wasn't kidding, okay? An enoki, generally that's the standard size of an enoki. But if you leave them in water long enough, they have little baby enokis. Enokiette, okay? It's literally called an enoket, okay? So, like and comment, big enoki, baby enoki, okay? So, and believe it or not, guess what this is? This is an enoki mushroom. And when I was going off to buy the ingredients tonight, my wife actually thought I was joking when I asked her, can you get those enoki mushrooms? She goes, but you already got some enoki mushrooms, okay? So no, I did not make the enoki. I suck at making enoki, but these are 100% potato enokis, okay? And now what we're gonna do is we're working on getting our pot up high. We've got a not a beef tenderloin, a pork tenderloin here, and we're gonna do something special with it. And because I don't like cooking tenderloin in water, we're gonna take one piece double smoked bacon. Okay, in it goes. Now I'm going to splash this just a little bit of water, okay, just enough to get the bubbles going. We're going to just cook this out. We're going to need the water in a little bit. The other thing we're going to do is we're just going to take, this is a pre-mix, just basic salt and pepper. I've been cooking my mom's way for like 40 years. So a little bit of salt and pepper, just sprinkle over the top. You'll see there's still a lot in there. Just a little sprinkle. And again, here we go. We're just trying to get that bacon going. Render that bacon down. You see how it's crisped up nice. Turn the heat up a little bit. And wait for that to render down. So look, been about a minute or so, we're starting to get a nice render, breaking down of the pork. The next thing what we're going to do here in a minute, we're going to take the pork out and we're going to cook this guy. This is a fabulous pork tenderloin. It's a Peruvian-based pork tenderloin. Look that up. It's got some cumin in there, some garlic, really good stuff. Now, we sliced up our pork so that it cooks faster. We don't want to roast it. We want to cook it. So we're getting there here, and we're going to show you a little secret. Now, those that know me know that I spend a fair amount of time in Japan. So today, we found something a little bit different. It's called Japanese steak sauce. Now, I haven't seen Japanese steak sauce for a number of years. Our bacon, it's rendered. It's getting there. It's nice and crispy. We're about 35-40 seconds from this. We're going to grab a piece of towel, paper towel, which is behind me just off camera, and we've got a little dish here, again just off camera, from where we were roasting our garlic earlier in our air fryer. And now we're going to take our bacon out and just put that in there. Now, we'll need that later on, okay? Now, you'll see, magnificent, just magnificent. bacon reduction there. And we're going to take just a little bit more of our black truffle oil. And we're going to just 2 tablespoonful. Yeah, Martin Chan, for those of you that are back in those days. And now we're going to let that heat up maybe, 15, 20 seconds. And then we're going to start dropping our pork. Immediately what you're going to see on the pork is the bottom of the pork is going to start to cook almost immediately. That's where you know that you have a nice, solid, hot pan. Okay? And you'll also notice I'm cooking it on its side, not on its face. So, on its side, we've got a few pieces in here. The other side, that's what you want to see. Man, that's going to be so good. We're going to turn it on to its side now. Right? You're going to just see how, oh man, that looks good. Okay, that piece almost looks done. Okay, turn it. Just reduce the heat a little bit. Okay, get the rest of our pork. Got to get that going in here. Nice, on the side, on the top. We're going to keep her going on the side here. No more roasting the phone. Okay, and our pork is done. Just a little quick cleanup over here. Our assistant's going to jump in. Make sure the dogs don't get that. Okay. Doesn't that look good, folks? Man, that looks tasty already. And remember, this is quick and simple. Pork tenderloin isn't like steak. It cooks pretty quick. I wouldn't have it raw like that in the middle. I just wouldn't do that personally. But okay, so now we're going to mix up our Japanese steak sauce. Pop that open. Just over the top. And we're going to get our assistant just to put that in the fridge. You're going to see this. Oh man, I think we just want a hair. Lots of soy in that. We're more after the pepper than we are the salt. But that's magnificent. You can see that's a deep, deep, beautiful. We're just going to start to reduce. And just a quick wipe up. Now, what we're going to need in a minute is we're going to need our little dish. Remember that bacon? Well, we're going to add our bacon over here. And in about 2, maybe 3 seconds, after I just check on this guy, we're going to put this into this container. Is it cooked? Not fully, not yet. Remember, we are going to want to combine all of this with our gnocchi. Okay? So what's a good chef do? Good chef takes that. Good chef takes their tongs, open it up, and of course, we're now going to check. Oh, alright. I can't just be the only tester. Gotta let the camera people try it. See what they think. Okay, camera people. You can see we're getting a really nice reduction now. And boy, the camera people give that a thumbs up. Okay, so now we've just taken this. You can take a look at this. It's our beautiful Peruvian and Japanese steak sauce. Japanese steak sauce pork. And off screen, we're gonna put that down there for a minute. And now, we're gonna add some deglaze. Okay? And while we do that, we're gonna just take our bacon, we're gonna break it up, toss it in there. This ultimately is going to be our one sauce here. Now in here, we've just got some green onions, roughly chopped, some onion. Not going to tell you what onion, it's not your regular onion, and just some red pepper, little olive oil, little salt and pepper, and in that goes. Man, am I getting excited for dinner. I really am. Bear with us, we can't cook in 15 seconds. Not when you're cooking this good. Okay, we're setting the dish off to a side. I turned my oven on. I turned my oven off. And now, we're just going to let those come up to a boil. So it's been about 5 minutes and we've made the mistake and we've gone in to the cup perhaps a bit too much, but it's good. Maybe a little too good. So now, what's going on? What have you missed in the last minute or so? 5 minutes. Okay, so we stuck the lid on. We just cooked our pork here. This beautiful, beautiful pork, Peruvian pork. It's magnificent.
Stop eating it.
I gotta stop eating it, or we won't have any left. Okay, so we took our reduction. We added some carrots in here, and carrots out of all of this meal. That's what's going to take the longest. Now, you'll notice a couple of different carrots. We've got your, come on, sunshine. There we are. We've got your traditional orange carrot, okay? Now, back in the pot you go. Keep cooking. Then, we've found some of these magnificent purple carrots. Who's seen that? Purple carrots. Magnificent. And then, of course, these albino carrots. Okay, magnificent. Okay, so we've got all of that going on. It's great. Okay, now we're going to take our wonderful Enoki mushrooms and we're just going to add them to this mix. Okay, they won't take very long at all. We'll gather up the other couple and we're just gonna basically mix those in. Okay, put the lid back on it, and I'm just noticing my water level getting just a little bit down. This is water, only water. Just a little splash, bring it up, because those mushrooms are going to reduce. Everything's going to reduce. The lid goes back on. And now we're honestly going to prepare for these guys. Now these guys aren't going to take that long, okay? Remember, we've got the big fat enoki and we've got the tiny baby enoki. The children of the mama. This is what happens when you leave enoki alone. They mix and match and then they produce these little enoki. I told you, they're in here doing things which will get us demonetized from YouTube. But these little guys are good, okay? So keeping an eye on these guys, you can see how the colors have been in here maybe a minute, maybe two. The color has really begun to reduce. You can see our onions, they've broke down nicely. Our peppers, just adding a splash of color. Our carrots are kind of the bounty to all of this, okay? But, you know, the sauce, that sauce is just some water and that Japanese steak sauce. So just another minute or so on this, and we're going to transfer all of this into this guy. No, we're not going to bake on it, but it's solid. Because I have a bad left hand, I don't like really loose containers. Okay? So, I honestly think we're pretty good here. We are really hot. Okay? We're just going to take, I've got the strength to do this. Get that pot out about middle. Get that liquid out. Just take your time. Take your time. You might get a little one or two things spill on to the stove, but that's okay. Then come after, take your spatula, get all that goodness, get it out of there, and just scrape it in to here. Now, you'll notice where I put my frying pan. Okay, I put it off my element. I've got a couple of things that have fallen here. We're going to pick those up. Tasty. Okay, we're going to take the lid and we're just going to stick it over just to retain some of the heat. Okay, now I'm a firm believer in keeping your stove top clean. That's why you're seeing the smoke come off. A little bit of the drink. No, it's not vino. I'm not a wine drinker. Wow, that's good stuff. Okay, so now down comes this. And what we're going to do is, you notice the measurements, okay? This is just a standard mason jar. It's got about 3/4 cups of water in it. Down it goes. We'll get rid of that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring a couple of pieces of our roasted garlic. And, you know, I say 3. Other people say maybe 4. So let's go 3. Okay, and what am I doing with that? I am flavoring the water. Okay, we're gonna get this up to speed. Remember, I'm cooking the way my family likes to have things cooked, and that's the way I cook it, period. They haven't complained yet. We're adding a little bit of our black truffle oil. Again, this black truffle oil just given to me by my sister, made in Italy, got that, okay? And now, because I am truly Canadian, okay, a little bit of the Montreal Montreal steak spice. Not much. You notice I didn't put a lot in there. Again, just trying to flavor the water. And then our basic soya sesame seed oil, okay? That's about it. Okay, so where's the lid to this sucker? Come on, give it up. Ah, ha, ha. So again, a little bit goes a long way. Just a drop. And it goes, and then almost immediately, our beautiful enoki. You can see the spice ring left on top. Flip that in there, and off it goes. Do not do what I just did. That's a lot of pepper. Okay? Kind of stupid. Okay. So.
Gnocchi down.
Goodbye, Enoki. It gave up the goat. Okay, so our gnocchi's in there. That's gonna need a minute. We're gonna pop this lid over, steam that. Okay, we're gonna carefully get rid of some of our leftover utensils here. And I gave up the fork I needed. Man, oh man, silly, silly, silly. Okay, so now the carrots, we literally need to test the carrots, okay? The carrots are, we want them to our flavor. Some people like carrots soft, some people like them al dente. I don't know if you can see, but the middle is a little bit whiter than the rest of it, okay? So, perfect carrot. Perfect. Got that solid body to it, you know, but still not biting a raw carrot, okay? So off this comes more enoki down, more enoki down. Right? Those are the ones that want to continue surviving. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have to bring out Bertha, okay? And we're going to get our assistant to go over here and grab Bertha. Okay, so we've got the enoki drained. We've added a little bit of water in here. And you can see, just perfectly done. Now the important part is with this, you want to put your meat, the meat, back in to the drain really, really quickly, okay? We're just going to get this a little bit warm. It's been sitting for a while. Everybody who's eating here should get, you know, 2, maybe 3 pieces of meat. You know, that's where it's at. With this, the meat, you know, it'll come back up to temp pretty quick. And while we're doing that, we're going to take our sauce, dump that back in here, remembering that the frickin' thing is hot. Cooking has to be creative. That's the big thing here. Okay? That's what it's got to be. So, again, all of that's in there. We're now going to go back over, grab this, you know, this enoki. We're going to remember that it's frickin' hot. Okay, we're going to take one out. One to the dogs, one to me. But I want to show you an enoki when it cooks, okay? So, we're going to just mix the enoki in with our sauce, making sure that all the enoki gets covered, okay? You really do want all of that enoki beautifully covered. Okay, the carrots like to pop out. Alright, now this enoki, okay, it's not hard, okay, it's really not hard, it's soft and squishy. You know, that's when you know your enoki is done. It's great. This carrot here, we're going to just show you. You can see how it's just got that little bit more solid hardcore in the middle. And of course, our, come on girl, our Peruvian pork, okay, magnificent. And that's it, folks. That's the meal.